From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte. The president of the Canadian Labour Congress says the heads of Canada's unions met in an emergency session this weekend to stand behind Air Canada's flight attendants. A statement says Canada's unions were unanimously calling on the federal government to immediately withdraw its intervention and remove Section 107 of the Labour Code when Parliament resumes. Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu said Saturday she was invoking Section 107 to ask the Canada Industrial Relations Board to send Air Canada and the union to binding arbitration. Hajdu also ordered flight attendants back to work, but they've since refused to comply. It's by-election day in Alberta, where Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is trying to win the seat of Battle River Crowfoot, a sprawling eastern Alberta riding that stretches from Edmonton to Calgary. A win would see him return to the House of Commons. Anti-landmine advocates are urging Canada to step up efforts to convince European countries to remain in the 1997 Ottawa Treaty to end the use of anti-personnel landmines around the world. Humanity and Inclusion head Anne Delorme says Canada should host a summit on how countries can stick with the Canadian brokered treaty and to share research on how military technology has rendered landmines a lot less useful.
Canada was never a country that was contaminated by landmines. We chose to show leadership in this space because of the principles, because of our understanding of the importance of protecting civilians. And that has not changed. That should not change. We should remain proactive to enhance the protection of civilians and to continue to protect this incredible legacy that is the Ottawa Treaty and Canada's leadership in that space.
Ukraine, Finland, and other countries that border Russia say they're at risk of Russian invasion and need multiple options to preserve their sovereignty. Massive demonstrations swept across Israel as thousands protested the government's decision to expand operations inside the Gaza Strip. Here's reporter Lionel Moise.
A one-day nationwide strike calling for a deal to free the remaining hostages in Gaza. Police clashing with demonstrators and making dozens of arrests. This as people blocked highways and shut down businesses. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insisting the war cannot end until Hamas is defeated.
Hospitals and witnesses in Gaza say Israeli forces killed at least 17 aid seekers yesterday, including 9 people waiting for UN aid trucks. And a family in Laverne, California is warning residents about unwanted house guests in the area after coming face to face with a mountain lion that just strolled inside their home through a front door that was left open. No one was injured in the incident. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Thomas Muller era is underway in Vancouver. The German soccer star arrived to cheers from fans outside his new home pitch and made his anticipated Whitecaps debut Sunday against Houston Dynamo FC before a sold-out crowd at BC Place Stadium. The Whitecaps went on and battled the Dynamo to a 1-1 draw. The Texas Rangers beat the Toronto Blue Jays 10-4 in Major League Baseball action yesterday. The Jays open a 3-game series versus Pittsburgh today. And Gabriela Dabrowski of Ottawa and Aaron Rutliff of New Zealand won the Cincinnati Open Women's Doubles Championship yesterday after beating their Russian opponents. From the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.